Have you ever noticed how some women walk into a space and everyone immediately respects them? Many people believe it's beauty, money, or genetic luck. But I'm going to tell you a secret. It's none of that. There is a 5-second visual code that forces people's brains to treat you with respect and admiration. These are 7 steps that celebrity stylists use, but nobody reveals them. Today I'm going to show you each of these steps so you can completely transform how the world sees you. Let me tell you something that changed my life. At 38 years old, I felt invisible. In meetings, people ignored my ideas. In restaurants, waiters served me last. I thought it was normal. Until I discovered that there is an exact science behind visual authority. It has nothing to do with age or beauty. It has to do with 7 specific steps that activate automatic responses in the human brain. When I applied these steps, my life changed in 72 hours. Today, I'm treated with immediate respect anywhere, and you can have this transformation too. Step 1. The architecture of the shoulders. The first step that separates respected women from those who go unnoticed is the architecture of the shoulders. Our primitive brain associates structured shoulders with strength and leadership. The mistake I see is women wearing loose blouses that leave their shoulders drooping. This communicates tiredness and submission. The solution is simple. The shoulder seam should fall exactly on your shoulder bone. If the blazer is loose, add a subtle shoulder pad. The psychological effect is impressive. Structured shoulders communicate vitality and authority. I tested this for a week. For the first 3 days, I wore drooping shoulders. For the last 4, I applied the technique. The difference was striking. I was immediately approached as a VIP client. In a meeting, 3 people came to consult me about important decisions. Stylists like Rachel Zoe always apply this technique with their most powerful clients. If you're enjoying these visual authority tips, subscribe to the channel and click the bell because I post secrets like this every week so you can be treated with the respect you deserve in any environment. Step 2. The facial symmetry protocol. The second step is the facial symmetry protocol. Our brain is programmed to trust symmetrical faces. When you wear asymmetrical earrings or misaligned necklaces, you unconsciously diminish your authority. Studies show that people with symmetrical facial presentation are perceived as 23% more competent. The most common mistake is wearing just one earring on one side or hair covering half your face. The solution is to create perfect visual balance. Wear matching earrings, centered necklaces, hairstyles that expose both sides of your face. Every detail matters because the brain processes symmetry in milliseconds. I experimented with this for 2 weeks. In the first week, I used asymmetrical elements. In the second, I applied perfect symmetry. The results were extraordinary. I maintained the complete attention of the audience and received 3 partnership proposals. At a business dinner, I wore identical pearl earrings and a centered necklace. The CEO spent the entire dinner consulting me about strategies. If you're enjoying these visual authority tips, leave a like on the video. Your engagement helps this content reach more women who want to be treated with respect. Step 3. The chromatic anchoring strategy. The third step is the chromatic anchoring strategy. Each color activates specific areas of the brain and creates automatic associations. The mistake I see is women choosing colors only by personal preference. When you choose colors randomly, you lose the opportunity to control the first impression. The solution is to choose one color as an anchor and use it in 70% of your looks. Navy blue communicates reliability. 73% of CEOs use this color. Red communicates power. Black communicates sophistication. I tested this for a month. I chose navy blue as my authority color. In meetings, my opinions were taken more seriously. At networking events, more people approached me. A colleague commented that I looked more executive and trustworthy. By the end of the month, I received 2 promotions that had been pending for years. In an important negotiation, I wore a navy blazer with a white blouse. The client increased the contract value by 40%. And tell me in the comments, which color makes you feel more powerful? I really want to know your experience. Step 4. The contrasting texture method. The fourth step is the contrasting texture method. Our brain processes textures before colors or shapes. In 2 seconds, people judge your sophistication by the textures you use. The mistake is using similar textures throughout your look, creating monotony. The solution is to combine 2 opposite textures: smooth with rough, matte with shiny, rigid with fluid. For example, tailored pants with a silk blouse and patent leather shoes. The secret is never to use more than 3 different textures. I applied this for a month. I wore a leather skirt with a chiffon blouse and a denim jacket. The contrast created a look that seemed much more expensive. A saleswoman commented that I had great style. Stylists like Giorgio Armani built empires based on the power of textures. A woman with quality fabrics is automatically perceived as more successful. Before we move on to the next step, have you ever felt invisible in social environments? To solve this, I created a guide where I show how to apply these 7 steps to create magnetic presence. Inside, you discover how to adapt the code for different occasions. The link is in the pinned comment and description. Step 5. The Strategic Proportion Protocol. The 5th step is the Strategic Proportion Protocol. Our brain associates certain body proportions with leadership. People with ideal proportions are perceived as 40% more competent. The mistake is trying to hide parts of your body instead of creating harmonious proportions. The solution is the 40-60 division. Your upper part takes up 40% of your silhouette, the lower part 60%. This creates the impression of long legs. Use a high waist, choose lengths that end at the narrowest points of your body. I tested this for a month. I measured exactly where my clothes cut my silhouette. I used belts at my natural waist and strategic lengths. The results were extraordinary. In a presentation for investors, I maintained the complete attention of the room. An investor commented that I had natural executive presence. In a board meeting, I was treated as an equal. My suggestions were implemented without question. Which of these strategies did you like the most so far? Comment here because I read all of them and respond. Step 6. The Anchor Accessory Strategy. The 6th step is the Anchor Accessory Strategy. A well-chosen accessory can instantly elevate your perception of status. It's the difference between looking well-dressed and looking powerful. The mistake is using accessories as decorations instead of strategic tools. The solution is to choose one piece to be the anchor of your look. It can be a classic watch that communicates punctuality, a pearl necklace that communicates tradition, or a structured bag that communicates professionalism. The secret is the 80-20 rule. 80% neutral accessories, 20% your strategic anchor. I implemented this systematically. I identified 5 anchor accessories for different situations. The results were immediate. In an important negotiation, I used my anchor watch. The client would discreetly look at the watch, creating a subliminal association with punctuality. We closed the deal 30% above the initial value. At a networking event, I wore my pearl necklace. 3 female executives approached and commented on my sophisticated style. One invited me to join an advisory board. Step 7. The Impeccable Maintenance Code. The 7th and final step is the Impeccable Maintenance Code. Our brain detects lack of care in milliseconds. Any slip in maintenance can destroy all the authority you've built. It's like building a castle and leaving the front door broken. The mistake is neglecting final details, wrinkled clothes, dirty shoes, neglected nails. The solution is the 10% final rule. Invest the last 10% of your preparation time in extreme polishing. Perfectly pressed clothes, clean and polished shoes, well-done nails, hair with an updated cut, impeccable but natural makeup. I have an emergency kit, portable steamer, shoe cleaning kit, nail file, lipstick for touch-ups. I tested this extremely for 2 weeks. In the first week, I relaxed on details. In the second, I applied the code religiously. The difference was shocking. With impeccable maintenance, the client maintained complete attention and treated me with much more respect. Someone commented that I had a very polished and professional presence. The investment pays off exponentially. I bought a professional steamer, $200, and a shoe care kit, $150. The return was immediate. More opportunities, better treatment, confidence that reflected in all aspects of my life. The truth is that conveying authority and respect in 5 seconds has nothing to do with age, beauty, or genetics. It has to do with mastering these 7 steps that force people's brains to perceive you as a magnetic presence. Now you have the same knowledge that professional stylists charge thousands of dollars to teach. Architecture of the shoulders, facial symmetry protocol, chromatic anchoring strategy, contrasting texture method, strategic proportion protocol, anchor accessory strategy, and impeccable maintenance code. These 7 steps are not theory. They are practical tools that work because they're based on how our brain actually processes authority. When you master this code, you don't need to fight for respect anymore. It comes naturally, automatically. The most important thing is that you don't need $1 million budget. You need knowledge, strategy, and consistency. A woman who masters this code wearing simple clothes will always be more respected than one wearing expensive clothes without understanding the principles. Tell me in the comments, which of these 7 steps will you start applying first? And what kind of content would you like to see in the next videos? How to adapt the code for different body types, makeup secrets that complement visual authority, or how to develop presence and posture. Your opinion is very important to me, and I read and respond to all comments. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel, leave your like, and share this video because next week there's much more magnetism, strategy, and transformation waiting for you. A kiss, and see you next time.